That's what a fish feels like. There we go. First one on the new kayak. 3 cast in. First fish on the new kayak is a good one. Let's get some. Alright guys, here it is. Bonafide P127. First trip, let's see how it goes. Very excited for this. We have 2 kayaks now, and we're gonna see which one's better. This really isn't so much of a comparison, it's more of like a, ooh, this is nice. The seat feels comfortable, that's always a plus, you know, when you sit down in the seat and it feels good. It's always a good thing. One thing I really like about this one too is that the rudder, you don't have to do anything to deploy it, because in my old town you have to pull like a bungee cord up and drop the rudder down. So in this one, all you have to do is pull this lever right here. In the first video I did about this kayak, I'm not gonna say I wasn't prepared, but like I didn't know all of the functionality of it. But I did some research on YouTube and I know a little bit more now than I knew before. So we're gonna put this paddle up because we don't need that anymore. Hopefully we should need it. All right, so our rudder should be in the water. Let's see. Yeah, it's in there. We're turning. All right, now next step is to drop this pedal drive into the water. And make sure to straighten the pedal up. Boom. All right. So you have to put the pedals on the pedal drive, and I really wasn't paying attention when I did that, and I didn't like offset them enough, I feel like, but should be, yeah, I didn't offset them at all. Look at that. It's a wonky pedal, but honestly, it feels like it'll go a little bit faster than the old town will. I tried to take them off, but they were hard to take off, and I was ready to go fish, so I just said I'll do it later. But other than that, this thing feels pretty sweet so far. We're gonna do the little stand-up test. This is where it gets sketchy at. Oh yeah, this thing is nice. This almost feels, I'm not gonna say it feels more stable, because kayaks have like a first balance, I like to say, then they have a second balance. And like you think you're gonna tip over, and then they have a catch point and they kind of straighten you back out. And then like if you pass that second balance, that's when you flip it. But the first balance on this kayak honestly feels better than the old town does. I'm not gonna say necessarily it's more stable, because I haven't had enough time on it yet to say that. I've only been on this thing for 30 seconds, but it feels pretty good. All right, that's pretty much it. You buy one of these fishing kayaks, the thing you really want to do with it is catch fish. I really don't care about anything else other than that. This is so awkward. I look so goofy paddling like that, but it is what it is for right now. We gotta make it work. We might just use our paddle today, honestly. Last couple times we were out here, all the fish were pretty much in the grass, and we were catching them on Texas rigs, but we haven't been out here in a couple weeks, so that might have changed. It very well could have changed. So we're gonna try this buzzbait a little bit this evening and see how it goes. Also, I know I said this kayak is gonna be like my creek fishing kayak, but it's kind of late in the day by the time we got a chance to fish today, so I just said it'd be easier, probably a little bit smarter, just to come out here versus going out on a creek that we don't have too much experience on. All right, I gotta figure out how to get these pedals turned around, because when I put the screw in, I tried to take the pedal off and I couldn't figure out how to get it off. I'm not sure there's some type of like button I need to click for like a safety release or something like that, but we need to figure that out, because this is so awkward trying to pedal like this. It's a awkward movement. So I won't be able to get up to top speed doing it like that, so we're definitely gonna have to come up with some alternative method. I like this thing though, and it looks pretty sweet too. It's not that bright blue flashy kayak. It kind of looks a little bit more realistic, adultish, if you might say. Look how nice these, like this seat has rod holders attached to it for the back of your rods. When you put them in up there. If I could figure out how to get this rod out, that'd probably be nice. There it is. Sweet. Oh, I broke off. Dang, I knew one was playing with it. I felt them. Dang, we're gonna break out that top water. We're gonna go with this Jaywalker right here. That was our first one. I felt him. And he was on there. There's a whole bunch of fish, like shad. Oh, shoot. That one we just hooked. I think I got him pretty good. I just broke off on him, so he might jump up here in a second trying to spit that hook out. All right, we're gonna get one more cast of this thing because we honestly should have caught one by now. So all these schools of shad are they're acting a little funky. Oh, I wish I had some white flukes with me. I don't know if I have any though. I didn't bring too much. I brought my whole black pack, but I only brought like a couple packs of soft plastics just because I figured I'd be fishing that buzzbait most of the day. But after catching that one on the Texas rig, I know right here where I'm at in this, like if you make this pond or this section that I'm in, say it's a circle, and if you went 15 yards in any direction of me, like I know there's fish 15 yards in all directions. Like I could probably make, if I had more of those motor oil worms, I could probably make about 15 casts and catch at least 10 or 11. All right guys, we're back for day 2. I had to run to Bass Pro earlier today to get some more of the juice. So we got some more power worms, we got some 10-inch worms, and then we also got another pack of the 7-inch worms. They didn't have any of the 10-inch. They didn't have any of the 10-inch in the motor oil color, so we just went with the 7. And we have one of those rigged up on our fantasy sticks, and we have a little crankbait, but we're probably gonna switch that rod out for a fluke. But this is our first time on a new boat ever being skunked. But I really feel like I didn't get skunked because I had a bite, and I feel like I could have got more bites. I just didn't have everything I needed to be successful with me in the kayak. I was a little underprepared, I will say. But we're gonna get back in the kayak, and the fish are pretty much doing the same thing as they were doing yesterday. So hopefully today will be a lot better than it was yesterday.
5 minutes later.
One thing I'm doing today is I am actually wearing tennis shoes. I never do this either. I have on extra tufts or tacos for the one reason that feet get wet in the other one. The other one doesn't have a whole bunch of silver oil plugs, so water gets in it. It is a saltwater kayak, so I'm pretty sure that justifies why so much water gets in that kayak, because it really doesn't make any sense. The thing fills up with water literally when you get in it. So for like the summertime, it's nice and comfortable. It's almost like built-in AC, FC, feet conditioning, but in the summertime it's not that nice. But with this one, water doesn't get in it, and I like that. And I feel like that's a very good trait for a kayak to have. We got our pedals turned around earlier today. And we also put these pegs in because once these things get all right, excuse me geese, take your time. Ooh. When these things get wet, they get really, really slippery. So I put the little screws, it's just some screws and some nuts that go in the back of the screws. So I did that, and I kind of don't like the design, honestly, being 100% honest. That just kind of feels like I'm gonna cut my hand or cut a fish on that one when it comes off the hook and starts flopping around the boat. But that's what we have, and it works. That's one thing about it. I can't really be mad at it because it's super grippy, and it's not gonna like mess up the bottom of your shoes or anything like that. So I got my pedals turned around, and this thing is a lot, I'll say it's easier to paddle, and I feel like I'm moving a little bit faster with less effort than the Old Town PDL system. So I like this kayak over my Old Town. I was trying not to say it, but I like this one a lot more. It looks better, it feels better, it's more spacious. The pedal drive is a lot smoother than my Old Town was when I first got it. So I think this is probably going to be my new kayak. Anybody that comes and fishes with me, they're going to be stuck with the Old Town. Not stuck. The Old Town is still very nice kayak, but I'm using this one. But yeah, guys, so there's a whole bunch of all these little ripples that you see on top of the water. That's shad. There's a whole bunch of like little groups of shad, and I feel like a white fluke would probably be ideal for all of the shad. But yesterday I was throwing this motor oil worm, and they were liking that. So not the shad, the bass. So If that doesn't work, we have some flute worms with us. We also have some different color, small size, frit size that we can try. So we have a whole bunch of different options to try today. And also we might go and fish around the grass a little bit more than we did yesterday. The bass aren't really, ooh, there's a bite right there. That's what a fish feels like. There we go, first one on the new kayak. Oh, and it's a good one. Let's go. Let's go. That's what, 2 cast in, 3 cast in. First fish on the new kayak is a good one. Let's see if it's any easier to land them in this thing. No, not really. Felt about the same. Let's go. Thank you, Mr. Bass. We got our first one on that motor oil worm. Oh, it's a good feeling. It's a good thing to know that since like we downsized, we were still catching them. All right, that's gonna be a problem right there. That those screws being on there like that and like fishing line touching it and whatnot. Screws and fishing line probably don't go together too well, so that might be a problem. We might need to get some like grip tape or something like that to put on there. Look at that, first fish in the new Bonafide. Let's go! I love this thing. I love this kayak. Oh, let's go. Mwah. It's been a minute since I've kissed a girl. Wait, okay. It's been a minute since I've kissed a female bass. So we had to give that one a little light smooch on the face. Ooh, that could have been bad. Ooh, they're schooling too. They are schooling today. Let's go. I think it's that weather change. Last night into this morning, I woke up this morning, it was cold outside, legit cold. 55. Okay, we're about to catch another one right here. 55 degrees in Alabama this morning. Absurd, I know, right? Crazy. Okay, that wasn't the best cast in the world, but we will make it work for today. This is such a different style of fishing for me because this is the first time that these shad have been really active like this. Over the summer, you would have like groups of them early in the morning. If you got out early enough, you'd see maybe 2 or 3 groups and maybe a couple blow-ups. But for there to be probably 20 or so different groups of shad out here and they're all going crazy and there's bass on all of them, that's different for me. But then too, I'm confident that we could probably throw this worm on every single group of these shad and probably catch a fish. Like they're in sections. Like there's a section all the way in the back, there's a section 40 yards away from the boat, there's another section over here, and then there's 2 more. Whoa, there's one. Oh, he let it go. No, that's what I get for talking so damn much. Shut up. All right, but yeah, like I was saying, there's another section back over there and they're blowing up on them right here, so I'm just gonna kind of whip it around a little bit. Get one of these. There we go. Let's see if we can catch one backwards in this thing. Hopefully we don't flip it. Whoa, I felt that. Yeah, I can't do this in my old town. I cannot turn around and stand backwards in it to save my life. This thing is definitely more stable than the old town is, 100%. It feels cool. I feel cool being able to like, whoa, let's not flip it trying to turn back around. Now the real kicker is gonna be if we can stand sideways on this thing. If we can stand sideways, we are gonna be in the money. Honestly, I think whoa, I cannot do that in the old town either. Standing sideways, you might as well give up on that dream. Whoa, okay. I like this thing. I need to humble myself before I get too I need to humble myself before I get too confident in this kayak and I mess around and flip it, flap over. All right. Then we're gonna go around. We're not gonna target the shad right now. We are going to go and, because they're not really blowing up on the shad how they were yesterday yet, but we are out here a few minutes earlier than we were yesterday. So I think we're gonna kind of target the trees and whatnot and fish all different angles and size of the trees. Then after we do that, then we're gonna go after the shad, or where we see the shad and where the blow-ups are happening at, because by the time we fish all these trees, the bass should be blowing up on them how they were yesterday. The sun goes down just a little bit more. All right, let's see. Play music after that cast, that sounded good. There we go. There we go. That's not a big one. He tried to be sneaky. Oh, he threw my worm off. I hate when they do that. I hate losing worms. So those things aren't cheap, one. And I just feel like it's disrespectful when they throw it off like that. Last time we caught fish off of this thing, there's like 3 big ones there. Just pull me over to my worm so I can grab that while you're at it. Swim over there somewhere. This fish is not that big, but he is a fighter. Do your thing, dude. While you're at it, go ahead and get that out of my line for the next cast. Come on. You had your fun? Boom. All right, guys, that is fish number 2 on the motor oil worm that we are slowly starting to drift away from. Hey, oh. Okay, I think we need to replace that one. Mr. Kayak, I think this one should be a woman. I know it kind of looks this kayak kind of looks like a dude kayak, but we're gonna make it a woman. We need to come up with a name for it. I love it that much. I don't name much on this channel, but like the things I really love, like some of these ponds, they have names. Anything that has a name, I really love it. So we need a name for this one. Drop your name suggestions down in the comments for this kayak, because I feel like we're gonna have some times together. Like it's good and comfortable. Catching fish off of it. I like this. I like it a lot. All right, let's see. All right, we just caught one right there, but there very well could be another one, but that side of the tree. All right, a little speed test right here. Oh, okay, our seat's moving. I don't think we didn't tighten that down because we had to move it today. Let's see this. Yeah, that thing can move. That's not very efficient way of paddling. Probably I don't have the stamina to do that for maybe a minute, but it's good to know if we had to get away from something, there's an alligator or something, we can flap our rudder really hard and paddle really hard and it might be able to scare it off.
Chasing a bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at him block, watching him flop. Used to see this in my sleep. When I ain't had shit on my thoughts in the car, I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes.